Welcome to week 9 of college football with Triple D Hot Takes. We're going to show you here in just a moment our new look. So let's bring it on right here. We're going to bring it to you. Here's our new look. And we have it looking cool. All right. Well, we'll bring in these guys, Garrett Dietert and Kyle Dietert. How about it, guys?
Oh man, it was an exciting week for sure. A lot of I feel like it was a lot of upsets this week. A lot of close battles though, really. In the trenches type battles really this past week, and it was really pure entertainment to watch college football all day Saturday. It was really the times were
Yeah.
spread out perfectly for you. Basically every time segment you were getting great games. Really, it was nice little
Yeah.
stagger out. It wasn't
Yeah.
all in the morning or all in the afternoon or night games.
Yeah. And I mean, just college football as a whole right now is just so entertaining. And there's just so much going on, upsets every week. You know, how good the SEC is looking right now. The
Oh,
SEC is
yeah.
just knocking each other around. There's so much still out there and so much still left to play for. And we're already halfway through the year. So this is shaping up to be a crazy college football season. I think when it comes to deciding rankings and playoffs and all that, it's going to get really interesting to see how this is going to play out for the playoffs and everything. So yeah, let's
Oh
all
yeah,
right, let's look at some of these big time matchups we saw in week
recaps.
8.
All
So
right.
yeah,
Yeah, let's
First,
talk
go
about
ahead,
the
Kyle.
Yeah, let's talk about the recaps from definitely week 8. So we got Louisville at Miami. Number 2 Miami was definitely got to be the biggest upset of the week, probably almost one of the biggest upsets of the year, I feel like, because everybody thought Miami was the most well put team out there, probably overall one of the best, I thought, for well put overall rounding teams, really. And I told Garrett before the game was even going to start this weekend, or last week, and I even told him, I said, well, Miami's coming off a bye. It may give them a huge advantage because they get to watch more film really on who they're going to play the next week. But I knew Carson Beck wasn't going to do as good because he's coming off a bye week, which it was proven. He threw 4 interceptions, which is just not acceptable for being probably one of the number one Heisman campaigns, which we had, or which I had him at, but everybody probably would have agreed with me that he was up there. And then showing that type of game that he just played and especially at home, is not a good look for your Heisman campaign, really.
Yeah, I mean, this Miami team just came out completely flat. They didn't play with a lot of heart. It's just like Carson Beck obviously had a really bad game. Offensively, I think they just struggled all around. And Carson Beck just could not make the big plays in the big moments that we're used to seeing him make. And so, yeah, really disappointing from a performance by Miami. This Louisville team came very prepared. They were ready. They punched Miami in the mouth. This coach from Louisville, I think this is his. All right, he's got numerous upsets against top-ranked teams going back ever since even when Lamar was playing at Louisville. So yeah, no, this Louisville team's not bad, but they're definitely known to pull off huge upsets, which they did this week. So hats off to Louisville. And yeah, Miami, I mean, they still got a good chance to bounce back. They got a very favorable schedule remaining for the rest of the season. So there's definitely a chance they'll bounce back. But yeah, I mean, I kind of figured Miami was going to get in a game or two where they was going to lose, but I didn't think it was going to be against Louisville in this early. So yeah, that's all I would have to say about that.
yeah. Well, sorry I didn't
Oh
have that
yeah.
one up there, but here's your next one.
Yeah, let's go into this next game. I know it was a heartbreaker for us. We've all been, yeah, we've all been really big on Texas Tech this year. Texas Tech
Oh,
has
I
looked
wonder
really
why.
good this year, and then going to Temple, Arizona, playing Arizona State at home. Arizona State had Sam Levitt back, which made a huge difference, which we didn't know if he was going to play or not. And then Texas Tech was missing Morton because of an injury, and so they had their backup quarterback in, which I think really hurt them overall. So yeah, my big thought in this game was Texas Tech's defense didn't step up and make the plays, especially getting off the field on third down. And then, yeah, Texas Tech offense just couldn't seem to find a rhythm. They couldn't get into a groove that really suited them well. I mean, so hats off to Arizona State. They played extremely well. They made big plays on third downs. I think that was a big separating factor. But, yeah, kind of disappointing.
Oh yeah,
Or really
Yeah,
disappointing.
very disappointing.
yeah. I feel like Tech couldn't get any run game going. Their run game did not look good. This game, and their defense usually gets like 3 turnovers a game, maybe even 4, which the defense definitely needs to step up this next week, which they more than possible. They're playing against one of the worst teams in the Big 12. But definitely, yeah, Tech just they just need to work on their defense. Just needs to step up and really just carry them. Really, that's what they're really doing right now. Offense is just you got to stick to the fundamentals and keep like they're catching the ball was just horrible. They have had more drop passes in that game than any other for sure. They dropped wide open balls too. Great passes by the quarterback. He was actually throwing them on the money. Just the wide receivers just couldn't execute really. Just catching the ball and basically just the fundamentals. Just catch the ball and make sure you secure instead of looking upfield before looking it in. Really, it's just the simple
Yeah.
fundamentals really of football.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would add to that is, I mean, Texas Tech still got all the options. You know, the Big 12 is still wide open, and they still got a huge chance of winning out in the Big 12 and getting in the playoffs. It's just now it's kind of like a win. If they lose another one, there's a good chance they're done for. So they're going to have to win out, and they're going to have to play solid, consistent football for the rest of the year. Not too many chances for slip up or anything. So I have to lock it in. But all right,
Yep.
let's
All right.
jump to the next game. Yeah,
Yep.
Kyle, why don't you talk about
Number 10
oh
LSU
LSU?
at number 17 Vandy. I was Vanderbilt won this game. I was not very happy after this game. I was pretty devastated actually. But to go to LSU to go at their home and to keep up with them, which they should have won straight up, but knowing that our best defensive player was out this game, like they had it on college game day, like God, they had it at least 2 hours before the game even started. That Whit Weeks was going to be
Weeks.
out this game, and
Yeah, Weeks.
that's our stud linebacker, and he's our whole package really for that defense. But our defense has been doing great. Even, one time they didn't even have him out there because he had a targeting penalty, and LSU was still able to pull off the win. Since their offense definitely needs to work on a lot of stuff. The offense does not look great either for LSU. We really just need to get something going on offense, really.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I think a lot of it came down, or a lot of it, in my opinion, is the lack of the running game. LSU hasn't been able to run the ball all year against a lot of teams, which has really hurt them offensively. And it just, yeah, like, Garrett Nessmeyer and that offense hasn't found a good groove. It's either they make a big play or they do something unconventional to get their offense going, but it just hasn't been a consistent get in a groove and flow with it. But yeah, Vanderbilt, man, hats off. This Vandy
Oh
team
yeah.
is looking great. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I think me and Dad called it last week. I said Vandy was going to win this game. I thought they would bounce back. This Vanderbilt team's legit. I mean, they have a shot at competing for this SEC title, in my opinion. Diego Pavia played great.
Oh,
Vanderbilt's defense is good. So I like this Vanderbilt team a lot. Especially as the SEC keeps knocking each other around. I mean, Vanderbilt's going to have a legit shot this year. So, but yeah, not too surprising, especially like you mentioned with Weeks. With Weeks being injured, when I heard that, I knew that defense was going to be in trouble, especially against Diego Pavia and Vandy's offense. So hats off to Vanderbilt, man, pulling off a big win, big win.
Yeah. How about
And
that?
LSU
Yeah.
doesn't have it any easier this season. I mean, the rest of the season, I think they got A&M this week, and
It,
they're gonna have it tough.
Bama soon.
yeah. You
Yeah, they're gonna play some good teams.
think Vandy's got a shot? I mean, to make it in the
Oh yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah,
I
who are
mean,
they playing?
yeah.
Well, they have they got Mizzou this week, and I think they got some other couple of good teams in there like Tennessee, and
Yeah,
they might even play Ole Miss if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, no, Vanderbilt, don't sleep, man. There's a chance.
Yeah. That's right.
they're ready to jump to good old Rocky Top and roll Tide, roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the third
Yeah,
Saturday in October.
Well, look
hey,
at this.
Bama has not let me down all season, baby. Bama's rolling.
Well, look at this. Those teams we featured last week, when you look at LSU, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Alabama, and Ole Miss, and I know we'll get to them next. But in Georgia, all home teams won it. Of those games we featured last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, it just shows you how important having a home field crowd and home field advantage is in the SEC. That's for
And
sure.
yeah, that's the key word
If
in
we were
the
playing at
SEC.
LSU,
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, they'll have a chance this
this week we'll
weekend.
talk more about that.
Yeah, this week it's down in Baton Rouge. So, but anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
this third Saturday in October game was real good. I thought Alabama looked strong, man. Alabama offensively right now, Ty Simpson, God, I forgot his name. Williams, right? The receiver? Ryan Williams?
Yes.
Yeah, Ryan Williams. And then I think there's another, they have another freshman receiver. I don't remember his name. He's number 5. Man, that dude's a dog. He is good too. So, yeah, Alabama right now is just rolling. They're dominating. Ever since they lost to Florida State, they just flipped on a different gear. They're practicing better, obviously, and they're coming into games way more prepared. Kalen DeBoer's got this team going right now. So, yeah, Alabama's a scary team. They're looking like one of the best teams in the SEC right now. But, again, with their schedule and if they slip up, there's a good chance for other teams to pop up out of there. And, yeah, Tennessee's still a good team. I just think offensively Tennessee's not as fundamentally sound as some of the other SEC teams, and that's what really hurt them in this game. They couldn't get into a roll, into a rhythm against Alabama. So that's where Tennessee was really struggling, in my opinion. What do you think, Kyle?
Gee, what'd you say about the wide receiver? Who? What number?
Oh, it's number 5. I think it's Bernard.
Yeah,
It's
it's Jeremy Bedard or Bernard.
Yeah, Bedard. Or yeah, I think it's
Bernard.
Bernard.
It's something
Man,
weird.
that dude's a
He's
dog.
a senior.
He's got it.
Yeah,
He's a senior? Oh, okay,
yeah,
my
from
bad. But yeah,
Las
no, that
Vegas,
dude,
Nevada.
he went pretty dumb in this game. He had a lot of big time catches, I'm pretty sure.
He's a transfer from Washington. He started at Michigan State, then went to Washington. Now
Oh
he's at
yes,
Bama.
I remember seeing the stat on. Yeah, he went to Washington with Kalen DeBoer, and then when Kalen DeBoer went to Bama, he went with him. So
Yeah.
yeah. Hats off to that guy, man. He had a hell of a game, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, man.
What do you
I
got
don't
about
know.
Bama and Tennessee?
Dude, this Bama team's rolling after that one loss they took. They said we're not letting anybody else down. And hey, my picks have
Yeah.
been perfect with them, so they ain't letting me down at all. Yeah, no, I really like
But
Ty
yeah,
Simpson. God, I don't know what else to say really about Bama. Is just watch out for them. They definitely most likely would make the playoffs because they're on a roll right now.
Yeah, they're
I
playing
don't know
like
what win streak they're on, but they are on one.
their payroll went up too, from my understanding. So they're paying quite a bit more money this year than they even did last year. So that's why you see some of the
wow.
good players. Good players make the difference, and I
Yeah.
shouldn't say good player, great players. The more great players you have, the better team you're going to have. I don't care, to a degree what coach you have, and Alabama's opened up their checkbook, their alumni has, and man, the NIL money is flowing big time.
Yeah, I wonder who's donating money. Any retired coaches or anything over there?
Yeah, any of them that live nearby, own a couple dealerships, I believe. Anyways,
All right, let's jump for the next one. We got Ole Miss at Georgia. Man, what a great game, really. I like the dogs. I like the dogs a lot. Gunner Stockton definitely stood out this week. He had an amazing performance, really. He did a great job, really, in the backfield, but it came down to the wire for sure. I for sure thought Ole Miss was going to tie this one up, maybe, or get a lot closer than from what the score is now. I thought it was definitely going to be I don't even know if it was an overtime game or not. I should have paid attention more, but it was definitely
no,
an
it
SEC
wasn't.
shootout for sure.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, Ole Miss was leading for most of this game, or like leading at halftime, and then in the third quarter they had the lead, and then Georgia just picked it up. Man, Gunnar Stockton started throwing dots. The Georgia's receivers this year are really making big plays. I think Georgia's receiving core is a lot better than the last couple years, and their receivers are making big time catches, big time plays. That really stood out to me in this game, watching this game, because this Georgia team's legit on offense. Their defense isn't as good this year, if you ask me. I mean, Ole Miss has got a good offense. Don't get me wrong. That's why you see Ole Miss putting up like 35 points because Ole Miss is good offensively. But this Georgia offense is really legit. And Gunnar Stockton, he likes to throw the ball deep. He's a big time, big threat player at quarterback. So not as much dinks and dunks as you would think from a Georgia team. So are you gonna say something, Dad?
Uh, no, I just think that, Georgia started rolling in that fourth quarter and just did not stop. And, when you get Gunnar Stockton, and his receivers all on the same page and defense, making the stops when they needed to, it wasn't like much of a defensive game, but still they got a couple when they really needed it.
Yeah. This Georgia team's looking
Man,
good too, man. It's gonna be tough.
I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize who I had at Heisman. I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah. Gunnar Stockton. Yeah, he had an amazing performance. Yeah. All right. So y'all ready to
Who'd you
jump
give
into the
your
next one?
Yeah, who'd you give your let's see who the helmet stickers are for the
Yeah,
week.
the helmet
Yeah, we
stickers,
got
here it is. So
offensive player of the week for week 8. Oh wait, Dad, do you have it all or what? Oh.
what?
Yeah, he's got it down there.
Oh, you can highlight it and stuff? I didn't even notice that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
That's
down at the
cool. We're
bottom.
basically on Sports Center right
I
here.
thought
Come
Dad
on
was gonna
now.
have like a picture or something. That's what I was writing. I was like, huh?
No, not yet.
Yeah, Gunnar Stockton Jr. from Georgia, quarterback. He had 289 passing yards, 83.9 completion rate, and they had 4 touchdowns with 59 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown, which I gave him the offensive player of the week because he definitely deserved it. Originally, I had Diego Pavie, and then I saw Gunnar Stockton's stats, and I said, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he had an amazing week, though.
did a job, man.
Yeah, but 83% completion rating.
Yeah,
wow,
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
That's impressive. And a lot of back to their receivers. You got to give credit to their receivers as well, catching the ball 83% of the time. That's big time for Georgia. So, but yeah, I agree. I mean, he had a great game, excellent game. Second half, I mean, I would love to see his second half numbers because I bet that's most of these passing yards and touchdowns because they went really hard in the second half. But yeah, good work from Gunnar Stockton. All right, who do you got on defense, Kyle?
Garrett, you want to talk about the defense player?
Yeah. Xavier Brown, sophomore, Alabama.
Uh-oh.
Defensive back.
There it is.
I like this pick because I definitely remember this play. Well, he had a pick six or not. He had a 99 yards pick six, and this happened right before halftime. I mean, Tennessee was going to kick a field goal. They were in field goal range. They're going for the score, and yeah, just throws a pick from the 1 yard line, takes it 99 yards, scores a touchdown. Huge play, huge turn of events because I mean, Alabama's at home. They're about to go in a half. This is, I think, going to be like a 3-score. If they kicked the field goal, it was obviously a 1-score game. But no, Alabama goes up 2 touchdowns against them. So hats off to this Alabama defense. I think played well overall. But yeah, hats off to Xavier Brown. He also had 7 tackles. So good work from this Alabama team and Alabama defense. Anything to add, Kyle?
Nah, not really. Yeah, nah, that was exciting. I bet you he got that pick and after 99 yards, he probably booked that crap. He probably booked it to the locker room.
Yeah.
He said, "I need oxygen."
I was watching it. I was like, what is Tennessee doing? I was impressed. I was like, wow, what a play.
Yeah.
And then he housed. Yeah, that was crazy. Let's go into the
Heisman
Watch.
Heisman Watch.
We get the Heisman Watch.
Yeah,
I guess we could run it down real quick for y'all.
Yeah.
So
run it down, Kyle.
Yeah, we'll break it down.
So
we'll
we
come
got
back.
Julian. Oh, okay. Yeah, now we got Julian Sane, quarterback for All State. I moved him up to number 1. We dropped Carson Beck off fully. But yeah, Julian Satan's got to be the best one on this list. He had 393 passing yards with 85.7 completion rate with 4 touchdowns, passing touchdowns. Yeah, I just got to keep him up there. His completion rate, he's leading the nation right now. I think it's like an 80.3 or so. It's something crazy.
Yeah.
He's the only one up in the 80s.
Yeah, I saw something today where it was like his completion percentage is in the 80s, and he's thrown 2 touchdowns. I think almost every game this year. I mean, no one's been able to do that. I think since Trevor Lawrence and some of these other Heisman winners or first round draft picks in the NFL. So Great call. I like that. No, Julian Sand had a great game. I mean, yeah, they played Wisconsin, not a great team, but hearing Ryan Day saying that they're just letting him throw, they're like letting him loose, let him play, let him throw the ball. Obviously, his big time receivers, Cardell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, are playing absolutely on a crazy level, on another level. Ohio State's playing on another level in general, but I won't get into that too much. But yeah, Julian Sand, great game this last week and great season so far. But keep going, Kyle. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, Fernando Mendoza at number 2 quarterback for Indiana. You got to include this kid.
Fernando.
Yeah,
Oh,
his
okay.
stats was 332 passing yards with 85.7 completion rate with 4 touchdowns. Basically similar to Julian Satan, but
Yeah,
without as
Julian
many passing
Sand.
yards. Great quarterback though. He's leading this team right now, undefeated right now, and it's just he's
Hey,
doing a great job with them. Really,
and
great coach and everything.
do we believe Indiana is for real now? You
Very
know,
Not yet.
possible. They're
yeah,
they're number two. They're ranked number two,
yeah,
but I don't know. I
it's
don't know
hard
I'm
to
if they can
waiting.
tell.
hang with Bama or Ohio State. So we'll see.
Yeah, last week was definitely the week for all most undefeated teams to go out. Almost, it was wild.
Now,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
there's not very
crazy
many
last week.
left.
now this is
Yeah,
somebody new coming in. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The
no,
Ty
Ty
yeah,
Simpson.
Simpson
I'm
is
sorry,
the
not this one.
next quarterback
Next
from
one.
Alabama. Stats were decent, not great, but decent, with 253 passing yards, with 65.5 completion rate, with two passing touchdowns for Ty Simpson, which he had a good game. Really, it was a really close battle. Definitely in the trenches for Bama, which he definitely pulled a huge win off for them. But yeah,
But yeah,
I don't know much to say about Bama. They're just on a roll, man. I don't think you're gonna
yeah,
stop them from
Bama's rolling.
rolling. Hey, that tide is rolling, baby.
Yeah, roll tide.
Yeah,
All
but
right, let's go.
Mars
Who you got
definitely
next?
Marcel Reed is the new one, quarterback from Texas A&M. Stats are 280 passing yards with 71.9 completion rate, 3 touchdowns, 55 rushing yards with 1 rushing touchdown. Which he had a great week, man. This kid can move though on his feet. If you get him out in his open, he can run. I watched that one where they threw a flag. They caught it back though, but he was moving. He split the 2 safeties right down the middle of the field. I was like, he's gone. You ain't catching Marcel Reed. He's quick.
Yeah, he is quick. So he gives the true meaning to a dual threat quarterback.
Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah, and I like.
Jared. I don't know if
I think. Well, like
go
in my
for it.
opinion, I was like, I think Marcel Reed's kind of, he's played pretty consistent. He hasn't played great, but he hasn't played bad either. He's kind of just lurking around, having these good, consistent games, building on one another. And while he's doing that, A&M's getting more and more wins, more and more wins. They're getting better as a team. They're looking really strong in the SEC. They're looking like a really good team. So hats off to Marcel Reed and this A&M offense as they keep building and building. And so possibly putting a really big run here towards the
Oh
end of
yeah.
this SEC race.
Yeah, Garrett,
So
I don't
yeah,
know if you saw the trend yet, but I ain't trying to be biased or anything. But a lot of these teams that we have up here for like these players that are for the Heisman, or most of these teams are undefeated though, for a reason.
yeah,
Because they got some good leaders back there, really. I believe that they
oh
got
yeah,
some good veteran quarterbacks back there. But yeah, no, definitely
like
Hayes King
like
is
number
the number
five.
number 5. I love Hayes King. I love watching this man. He's an animal, man. He loves running that dang ball, and it's hard to bring him down
Yeah,
too. Hayes King from Georgia Tech. His stats were he had 205 passing yards, 66.7 completion rate. He didn't throw much passing touchdowns, but he had 120 rushing yards with 1 rushing touchdown. He dominated this week for sure with rushing. I
yeah,
love watching Hayes King though.
yeah. I love watching Hayes King play. We love it. We just love that hard nose, a big time moment. Give me the ball. I'm gonna put my head down and I'm gonna run through somebody. I'm gonna get the first down, and that's what Georgia Tech's all about. I think he embodies the whole Georgia Tech system
yeah.
culture that they have. It's just a bunch of hard nose. We might not be the most talented team out here, but we're gonna punch you in the mouth play after play, and I love it. Yeah, and Hayes King, he might not be throwing a whole lot of passing yards, but the 120 rushing yards, and when Georgia Tech needs a big play on third down, or when they need a big play, they give the ball to him. This man goes out and he gets the job done week after week. and very consistent, very experienced. So yeah, this Georgia Tech team is cooking, and I love it, man. I'm pulling for them, you know, in a way. So I like it. I like that they keep getting the wins, keep stacking them up. First time they've been undefeated since 1966, I believe. So hats off to Georgia Tech and Haynes King. So
Heck yeah.
let's keep
All
it
right.
rolling, baby.
All right.
Jump in the
All
next
right.
segment. We got upsets, so I'll try making this as quick as possible for definitely the first one and the rest of them. But yeah, A&M number 3, A&M taking on LSU at LSU. LSU is a huge bounce back week. I feel like definitely playing at home at one of the most electric places to be playing right now. I feel like LSU's
Yeah.
crowd is wild to be
Yeah, and the
playing
most
there.
snickered
Oh
up
yeah,
crowd, boy, they're going to
and
be
I have
lubricated, as they would say.
I definitely have
Yeah,
LSU dominating against A&M are definitely pulling off a huge upset because it is a 6:30 p.m. game on ABC. You know this crowd is going to be really loud.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
big
think
time matchup.
that's going to make it a good game. Just don't know. I think the thing that I keep looking back at is in the SEC. Man, the home team does have an advantage, and we've seen that last week, the week before. So you're going to keep seeing it in SEC. It's going to make it tough to play on the road. If A&M wins this, I'm going to tell you, they're totally legit. I know they're the number 3 team, but they would be, in my eyes, they'll be one of the teams to beat in college football. D1.
Yeah. I mean, a
Okay.
huge matchup. Obviously, I'll mention the home field advantage. There's not Death Valley is a pretty crazy place. I've been there a couple times down in Baton Rouge. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome
Yeah, you didn't
experience.
even make it to the
Uh,
national anthem, folks. So, uh,
the
That's
second time
wild.
I
Okay.
was there the whole
second
Forget
game.
time
about
you were
that.
The
there.
second time I
Yeah,
was there the whole
I
game.
mean, to watch
Anyways,
the game. So, all right,
yeah.
the
God,
good
you
old
made me lose my
college
whole train of
days.
thought and everything. But I was saying the huge match because LSU right now at the place they're in is if they lose to this A&M game, their season's pretty much on the downhill. I mean, I don't think they're going to have a good chance of making the playoffs, just
Right.
considering how tough their schedule is. But for A&M, if they go into Death Valley and they lose, they're also gonna have their backs against the wall that they got to start stacking up some wins. So huge momentum. I think for the rest of the season in this game is gonna like huge momentum coming out of this game and very important. So possible upset alert for sure. What we got next? Ole Miss and
Oh yeah.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, I feel like it's the same way here with this game. Huge upset. I feel like coming. Oklahoma's crowd has came out this definitely this year. Their crowd has been something else and definitely backing them up. John Mateer is going to bounce back. He's going to have a great game this game if he plays. I don't even know if he's back to healthy yet, but I'm pretty sure he's going to play. But I got Oklahoma bouncing back and definitely pulling off a huge upset.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I like this upset alert. I don't know. I don't know if after
Home,
seeing Oklahoma play Texas and how John Mateer looked against Texas and how he's just that offense did look kind of rough, and I think Ole Miss is going to it has a really good offense, and they're going to put some points up against this Sooner defense, and I don't know if Oklahoma is going to be able to hang. But I like that this is a good possible upset alert. You know, it is in Norman, so that's a huge advantage for Oklahoma. So we'll see how that kind of plays out.
home team, baby. This is, again, SEC home team. Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma. It's going to be rocking. So, Boomer Sooner.
Yeah, they ain't got anything else better to do in Norman, Oklahoma, besides going to the Saturday night games. I mean, come on
Hey,
now. That's
they
what
at
they
least
live
have.
for up
Hey,
there.
they have at least gambling up there. We don't have that here in Texas. So,
That's true. Yeah.
And
except at the
tornadoes.
or the Native American reservations. So, yeah, yeah, and tornadoes. All right, next
All
up.
right.
All right.
Yeah, the next one we got Mizzou and Vandy. They're going in. Vandy's at home again. Lucky Ducks for them. But Mizzou, I feel like they could definitely make some noise. This is definitely going to be a huge game this week for them. Mizzou, if they win on an away game, they definitely could make a huge statement for their program. I feel like.
Well,
Oh
if
yeah.
Mizzou goes in here, then I believe they get A&M next, and so, you know, and at home, and so Texas A&M's got LSU, Mizzou, and then I believe somewhere down the road Texas. So it's going to be a
Yeah.
real challenge for A&M. But if Mizzou can withstand this, then they got a good chance going back home and winning and winning against A&M. A chance. That's all I said.
Yeah. Well, I think the big thing with this matchup is Vanderbilt's at home, which is a huge advantage. But it's kind of like the LSU, or kind of like LSU is right now. If they lose another, I mean, their backs against the wall. If they lose another game, I think Missouri with one loss, Vandy at one loss, they're both kind of at this
Yep.
spot where they're going to have to win out to have a legit chance, especially considering their history and considering that some of the teams they've played. So both of these teams are going to have to stack up a lot of wins and kind of run the table. So this is a huge statement game. If Vanderbilt can come through, beat Mizzou, and then keep rolling, they're going to have a legit shot. They got a legit chance of the playoffs. But if they lose to Mizzou, then it's like, okay, their backs are against the wall, and they're fighting tooth and nail just to have a chance. So, I think big-time implications for this game.
Yeah, I think, this could be a trap game for Vandy coming off a big win. Now they hopefully the coaches got them focused. They're not going to have a letdown, but Mizzou could come in and upset Vanderbilt. So
for sure. All right, let's get to the.
Y'all ready to jump into the records and Triple D pick 'em?
Just 1 minute. We'll talk about the games to watch real quick, and these are the games we're going to be focusing on to pick them as well. So here's the games to watch. And so South Florida, Memphis, SMU, Wake Forest, Northwestern against Nebraska, BYU versus Iowa State, and Illinois against Washington, and Mizzou, we talked about earlier, Vanderbilt, A&M, and LSU, and Houston against Arizona. So a lot of good games to watch again, and there's the times as well for you. So we'll get back to getting the guys together here, and we'll get you back on. So good games to watch. Watch them as we're gonna pick them in just a moment. But Kyle, here's going to be the records here. Let's see if we.
I was like, "Where's the record?
Where's the record?" Right.
And then I have a quick post after this to talk about to keep y'all updated with some interesting facts. Really.
Oh, Garrett's coming up there. He's only down 3 games. You went from 5 to 3, and
hey,
Kyle, you gained one. You gained one on me. So let's see how that ends up down the road.
Yeah.
So I mean,
God dang, Dad! I can't believe you're beating us. This is ridiculous.
Hey,
this is bad.
Remember, sometimes being a little older does mean to be a little wiser. So not Budweiser anyway. So our first pick, we're coming in.
Yeah, let's go with the first one.
First pick.
Wait, can I fill y'all in with some info real quick?
Go ahead, man.
All right. So ranked wins here real quick. I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't know if y'all really care or not. But ranked wins, we got Utah, Texas, Mississippi State, Vandy, Nebraska, Louisville, Arizona State, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, NC State, Florida, Ole Miss, USC, and Florida State all have won against a ranked team. Okay, now here's the crazy stat. Ohio State has won 2 against ranked opponents. They've won 2. Georgia has, and then Miami and Indiana has. And then Bama has 4 wins against a ranked opponent, which is crazy right now to think about. So Bama is on a roll right now. You got to think about that real quick. I'm just throwing that out there for y'all.
Think about that.
Yeah.
All right, those are all the facts I got to let y'all know because I saw this post and I was like, "That's very interesting."
Well, just keep on talking then, and take the South Florida ranked number 18, which I think is a good ranking for them. So go ahead, Kyle. Tell us what you got on these 2.
Memphis. I really do like Memphis. They had a good season. I felt like they had a decent season last year. They had a good ranking until they played definitely against somebody that was a lot better, I felt like. South Florida. I really love their quarterback, though. He's a tough grit. Oh, he loves taking hits, and he loves delivering the hits. I'm going to take South Florida in this win.
Oh,
But
yeah.
definitely watch Memphis maybe bouncing back this week. Definitely at home. But I got South Florida.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. No, this game. I'm so glad we put this on the freaking pick'ems this week because this game is huge. This is for this is a big possibility of getting that final spot for the playoffs, the
Oh, yeah.
non-power four conference teams, because these are two of the teams that they've talked about, and I think two of the teams that are the best out of that. Except maybe like Tulane could sneak in there. There's a
Right.
couple other ones like Boise, UNLV that could sneak in there. But I think these are the two teams that really had the chance. And in my opinion, I think after watching Memphis lose at UAB last week, I think South Florida is one of the best teams coming out of the
this
non-power
conference,
four
right.
conferences.
Right.
Yeah, and this conference is legit. You got Army as well, Tulane. There's a good chance that some of these teams are going to beat each other out. But I think South Florida is going to get that last playoff spot right now, just the way how good they've played this year, beating Florida. They were competitive with Miami for a little bit. And so, yeah, give me South Florida to win this game.
All right.
I wonder if anybody's caught.
Ooh, you know what?
Big time game.
I've looked at South Florida, and I like South Florida only because of the fact that they have, when they were ranked, they beat ranked teams. Kyle talked about beating ranked teams, and South Florida did. But, Memphis is playing at home. Did y'all forget about that? And Memphis didn't play very well at UAB. So at University of Alabama at Birmingham, nobody knew what UAB stood for, the
The
Dragons,
Dragons.
right? But I think Memphis, showed a lot of grit in that game. I'm going to go with Memphis at home, and we're going to see how this. So you both gain one on me if I lose this one. So I'm going to be watching this
South
one
Florida.
I was devastated.
I do like South Florida. Don't get me wrong, but I think Memphis coming off that loss and coming home, I think in the Liberty Bowl that they're going to be, killing it. Right? They're going to be coming out with a lot of fire. So
yeah, underrated stadium and home field advantage there. I think Memphis is a cool place to play at. Right. The Holiday Bowl, we drove by it. You remember that thing was cool, man.
The Liberty Bowl, yeah.
Or Liberty Bowl,
yeah.
That thing
we
was
were
cool.
out there, with the Christian Brothers University. They're right next to it. All right, go ahead.
All right,
Garrett, you got this one.
Oh yeah. So for me, this is an easy pick. I'm taking SMU. I think SMU's played really well so far. Or they've turned it around this season after early losses to TCU and I think Baylor. Anyways, they put that behind them. Fun fact, SMU has not lost in the ACC in an ACC regular season game so far since they joined the ACC 2 years ago. I think they're going to keep it rolling. They beat Clemson last week. They're going to keep rolling. They haven't looked the best. They're not the most consistent team, but they find ways to win. So give me the SMU Mustangs, baby.
There you go.
Hey, Dad, I hate to change up the whole subject, but are you going to highlight Triple D Pick'em over there on the side, or is that just letting you know?
Oh, my God.
I don't know what he's talking about. But, okay, go ahead, Kyle. What's your pick?
All right, I got SMU in a close battle.
You got SMU.
Good pick.
Well, I'm right there with y'all. I think
Go
SMU is, starting to put things back together again. I know with having 2 losses, it looks bad on them after, getting into the playoffs last year. But I think SMU is starting to put it back together, and they're going to open up their pocketbooks next year even more. You watch. So SMU for me as well.
The next one, I don't even want to talk about this game. I was so mad last week with them.
Yeah, Nebraska coming off a big loss to Minnesota last week.
It was the first time they were ranked since like 2005. They were ranked 25 and they lose to Minnesota?
Yeah, the battles of
And
the
they got
ants.
drunk. They got drunk, I think, against them.
Yeah, I just can never buy into Nebraska hype. I just don't think they've got it all figured out yet. Northwestern upset Penn State a few weeks back, 5-2 somehow. I don't know how that's possible. So you know what? I'll keep it going. Northwestern with the upset.
Northwestern with the
All
upset.
right, not so fast. I got Nebraska winning this with a veteran quarterback, and they're at home. Noise is gonna be too loud. Nebraska winning this.
You know, I'm sticking with Kyle on this one because I think Nebraska is going to be the better team. Northwestern upset Penn State earlier in the year, so that gives them a little cred. But other than that, I think that Nebraska is going to be the team that comes out winning.
What? Oh
Uh,
no, sorry, Dad.
Alright.
Sorry, I'm talking about the next game. The
okay,
favorites. I'm shocked
you're shocked.
about the favorite for the next game.
Okay,
The odds. Oh, this is a big game right here. Big 12.
Big time matchup.
Man, you got the Mormons going away to play against Iowa State. I know Iowa State fans are rowdy. And BYU, they almost lost one
right.
last week. Definitely to Utah, but I got Iowa State pulling off a huge upset this week, winning at home.
You got Iowa State. Kyle, you took my
Yes.
thunder.
Yeah, damn. Were we all gonna pick Iowa
Yeah, I
State for
think
the
we're all.
upset? Oh man, I was like looking through the list. I'm like, oh, here's a good upset pick right here,
Yeah,
Iowa State. Because Iowa State's played, they've lost 2 games this year, which 2 games I thought they shouldn't have lost. They've looked really bad, looked really sloppy in those games. But they're not a bad team, and they have a good coach, I believe. So I think it's Matt Campbell. Anyways, but yeah, I'm taking Iowa State as well in the upset. BYU is really good this year. They got a good defense. They got a good running game, old school offense. But I think Iowa State being at home, they're going to air it out a little bit more with Rocco Beck. So give me Iowa State.
Yeah, and BY keeps winning by the skin of their teeth. I'm going with Iowa State at home. That Iowa State, you know, they're a team too that's trying to put it back all together, having the 2 losses. But I think Iowa State, you know, pulls off the upset. It's not going to be by much. It's going to be within a touchdown score, I
Yeah,
think.
it'll be
But
a close one.
you know, because like I said, BYU's been just squeezing by, and this one they're not going to be able to do it. I think Iowa State at home with the wild and crazy Iowa State overall watching fans out there, they're going to be going nuts. So, all
yeah.
right.
All right, the next one. Yeah, we got Illinois versus Washington. Gary, you want to lead us on this, Mr. Big Ten?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a great matchup, you know. And game day hit on it last week a lot, talking about you have Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, top tier of the Big Ten. But you know, who's that fourth team that's going to really step up? Is it going to be Illinois? Is it going to be Washington? Is it going to be USC? You know, Michigan possibly that can maybe sneak into another playoff spot if the Big Ten gets 4 teams in, which I think right now is looking very hard. But there's a possibility, you know, with the SEC beating each other out. But the one team they didn't talk about as much that I kind of like, I like their quarterback, Luke Altmaier. I like Illinois. Washington's a very tough place to play at, but I think Illinois pulls off the upset. I don't think, I just don't think Washington's going to be able to keep up with Illinois' offense.
Dad, you want to go?
Yeah, I want to go. I think Washington is still they're a team that is in I think still close to a rebuilding mode. I think the receivers have dropped a lot of balls this year and not being I mean just not being able to moss people, get up there, and I just don't see the receiving core as being great. I think they're good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, those guys get there for a reason, but I like Illinois in this one as well, and so I'm sticking with Illinois.
All right,
Who you
I
got,
got
Kyle?
I'm just gonna have to do it. I'm going with the ranked team. I got Illinois winning this.
You're going with the ranked team.
Really?
Oh, easy out, right? He's taking the
Dang, we're
easy.
just all on the same freaking wavelength tonight. Dang.
Well, but we've been
We're all
that
looking
way
at the same
before in the
notes.
past with a few that
Yeah.
somebody always seems to get right. Oh, you got to get that all set up for the next one.
Do we have any comments at all or no?
Yeah. Landon give you a thumbs up there. So Landon
Oh, hey,
with the
Landon.
thumbs up.
Mr. Quero himself.
There you go. Let's see if I get the right one here.
Oh, big time game. Go ahead, Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
Black
So
and
we got
gold.
Mizzou versus Vandy. I got Vandy on some type of high right now. I got Vandy winning this game. At home again, back-to-back home games. I feel like Vandy is definitely on a roll right now. I got Vanderbilt winning this game in Nashville, Tennessee, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great pick. I agree.
Hey.
Well, I talked about how important this matchup is, and for both of these teams to really push through the rest of their season, make a big time statement win. I mean, it's crazy to think right now. Vanderbilt is ranked number 10 and Missouri is ranked number 15. Like, that's kind of wild. Both these teams historically have been like Missouri's been good the past few years, but nothing too insane. And I mean, I like Mizzou. You know, I had a buddy that went there. But I just think this Vandy team is rolling. Diego Pave is legit. And Vandy's defense, they're going to make some big-time plays in this game. So give me Vanderbilt at home.
All right. I'm with you guys because it's the SEC and Vandy's been playing well at home, and so I'm going to stick with that because I think they've been able to win every home game. So I'm going to stick with the home cooking right here. Mizzou's going to make it close. Don't get me
If I'm
wrong.
not mistaken, the only team that beat both these teams was Bama.
Right.
It barely. Bama barely beat both these teams, so it should be an really good matchup here. Really good game.
And if I'm not mistaken,
yeah, because Bama barely beat both of these teams. Yeah.
Right, and Vandy was there against Alabama in Alabama, so
yeah,
I'm taking Vandy at home though on this one. So
dang.
Yeah,
Ooh,
we're trying
next one.
Hey,
Kaylee better be commenting on this game.
Yeah, what do you think, Kyle? Give us the rundown, would you?
Yeah, hey, Kyle. The LSU.
I got A&M going home on their little sad bus back to College Station. I got LSU coming out actually playing a full game right now. I don't know if they're going to win by much, but definitely coming out and cleaning up a lot of their issues from last week. I got LSU bouncing back at home. This crowd is nothing you've ever seen before, baby. Especially at a night game. LSU winning this game. Huge win for LSU.
Yeah, I'll go next. Kyle put Marcel Reed on the Heisman watch this week. We agreed with it, and I think Marcel Reed is going to go off. Not necessarily with his arm. He's gonna have a lot of rushing yards against this LSU defense because their secondary is going to have their back. They're going to try to play a lot of man, and I think Marcel Reed is going to run rampant all over him, and he's going to be the guy they're going to have to adjust to during the game, and I don't think LSU is going to be able to do that. So I'm taking A&M.
Interesting. Well, I've said it all year that A&M is going to have a slip-up game. They're going to get upsetted. It's just a matter of when. But they've played at home for the last, 10 weeks, I feel like. Jesus Christ, they've been at home every game. Now they finally have to travel. They're going to Death Valley. It's a scary place to play at night. I don't think LSU is that good this year, if I'm being honest. And I think A&M is good. But I think LSU is going to make one or two huge plays at the end of this game, somehow survive, and LSU pulls off the upset over A&M. I think this is the week A&M is going to look rough. Marcel Reed's not going to have as good of a game, especially LSU's defense is good, So it's going to be a lower scoring game than we're used to seeing. But, yeah, give me the Tigers upsetting A&M.
Woo, yeah. Well, there's one, and we'll see how this one turns out. But I'm for the Aggies on this one, man. So And now
Not so fast.
not so fast. All right, here we go. What
Oh
is
yeah.
this?
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, here, I'll start us
Exciting
Whoa.
out.
game.
Yeah. Nice matchup.
Arizona State, big time win last week against Texas Tech at home. They were super pumped.
Damn
I
it.
think Arizona State's going to come out flat. Oh, I think Arizona State's a better team, but I just think they're going to come out a little flat in this game. Houston's been on the roll. Houston's going to make a big play at the end of the game. They're going to kick a game-winning field goal. Houston pulls off the upset at Arizona State. Plus, I just like Houston better than Arizona State. So give me the U of H.
Uh,
Huge upset. And Coach Fritz,
No,
right? Coach Fritz. Yeah, give me Coach Fritz. That man knows how to win.
yeah, he
God,
knows
He's
how
a
to
Garrett.
winner.
get the guys pumped up and going. Like I
Not
said,
so
he yeah.
fast.
All right, Kyle, go for it.
All right, if Sam Levitt is playing and healthy, Arizona State wins at home. They keep it rolling. I got Arizona State winning big if Sam Levitt is definitely healthy.
Yeah, I'm at a toss up. I mean, I really think this for me is a toss up, and when it's a toss up, I'm probably going to go with a good home team. And as Kyle said, is Levitt is ready to go. And I hate going against Fritz, but I'm gonna stick with Arizona State and see how that goes, man.
Dad's not picking a Texas school.
No, but only reason is that
Yeah, that
I
was the
think
tough
U
part,
of
man. I
H.
like U of H.
Yeah, I like U of H. I just don't think they're going to go into Arizona State and win. I mean, if they do, great, but I don't see it for this
So,
game. So,
yeah, it's going to be a tough one for sure.
all right. So we'll go here and we'll get ready for the big game of the week.
Game of the
Yeah,
week.
and we'll bring that in here in just a moment as soon as I get everything ready to go. I gotta get my stuff together. Oh man, what is
Yeah, no,
the
I
big
forgot to
game of the
even.
week? Oh, here it
Yeah,
is.
Ole Miss's quarterback. We kicked off the freaking Heisman race.
What?
Forgot about that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
here we
he's been playing
go.
well. He's a
And
good
the
quarterback.
big game of the week. There it is. The Triple D
Ooh.
Pick'em game of the week. Who wants to start this one out?
Oh God, that's a great
Yeah,
question, Dad.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
go
all
ahead and
right.
go.
Wait. I'll tell you what.
Wait.
Let me go over the stats real quick, and then I'll let y'all think about it. Okay. Yeah.
Come on.
And these two teams don't rush a lot. Their passing games are much better, as you see in the stats. Points per game. I don't go by that so much because of some of the softer teams they play in the schedule. But I look at what? I look at turnover ratio, and OU has a bit more, and so you go with that. At the time, I had put this together that OU was favored since they were at home by 4.5. So those are your stats. Ole Miss is actually 6-1. That got in there, snuck in there somehow, but we'll fix that too. But that's your game of the week, and then we'll come back to the pick'ems here. So here we go. So yeah, Ole Miss is 6-1. There's the correct schedule, and so we'll see if we can bring the right ones in here. So there it is. Garrett, you had some time to think. You saw some of the stats, and now we're back to you. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, just watching the games the last few weeks, I just don't see Oklahoma's offense being as productive as they need to in this game. Oklahoma's got a good defense, but I just don't see them being able to stop Ole Miss enough for them to score enough to beat Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss coming off that big time loss against Georgia last week, they're going to bounce back. They're going to be firing on all cylinders. They're going to go into Norman, Oklahoma, and pull off the upset. Also, because I do not like Oklahoma. But I just don't think Oklahoma is as good as Ole Miss is right now. So give me Ole Miss winning this game and a close one.
Really?
Whoa. This is a
Yeah.
tough one.
What? Oklahoma playing at home. John Mateer is a dog. And then you got a defensive lineman right now with almost 5.5 sacks for Oklahoma. I don't know, man. If Oklahoma's defense comes out with their crowd, I have Oklahoma winning this game. Their crowd is just something else this year, making
Really?
noise. And man, yeah, I got Oklahoma winning this game. John Mateer, I feel like, comes out and actually plays great.
Well, man, I'm telling you, this is a game where, man, another toss-up for me. So, I look at either turnover ratio and who's the home team, and I'm gonna go with OU on this one only because it's that close. I really do. I think this is one of those parodies that we see in college football in the SEC where, man, there's not much difference, I don't think, between the two. But Ole Miss could win. I'm not saying they won't, but for me to choose between the two, I'm taking. Oh, I hate to say it, Oklahoma. Golly. Ugh.
Boo, boo.
I don't like Oklahoma, but I got
Yeah.
to go with them.
Yeah, and
Nah,
and
give me Ole
that's
Miss. Plus, those colors are cool. Ole Miss has got good colors.
yeah, and that's our big game of the week that we picked, and so and real quick to go back real quick, we'll do this. I wanted to show these are the games and the networks that we talked about. But Oklahoma and Ole Miss, they have the early game at 11 o'clock on ABC. They're not listed up there because they were
Oh, it's 11
our
o'clock game?
yeah,
Oh, that makes a difference.
at least
Oh, dang.
yeah. You think that makes a difference for Ole Miss or
Yeah,
Oklahoma?
I think that's going to help Oklahoma, honestly. Ole Miss starts all slow sometimes in these
Yeah.
11 o'clock games, you know?
So
Oh, yeah,
that's
they do
pretty.
play at 11 a.m.
Yeah, that's pretty much our show. With as you see, with our picks, and so we'll see how it turns out next week on the records and stuff. But go ahead and give your final thoughts, Kyle. Go.
Oh, final thoughts?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be an exciting week. I feel like definitely for sure. We're going to get to know more players overall. Definitely for Heisman for sure. We're about to see who definitely plays at a higher level and who doesn't. And I don't know. I'm just really excited for the LSU and A&M game, really. I want to see A&M lose finally. God, I'm tired of them winning every game, really. And definitely playing at home helps every week almost.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
that's all
I
I
mean,
got
Go
to
ahead,
say.
Garrett.
all I really got to say is, yeah, I mean, what an exciting college football season this is so far. Honestly, in my opinion, I think this has been the best season so far. Just the amount of upsets and the uncertainty and so many of these games going down to the wire and just have so much more meaning this year, especially with a 12-year playoff or 12-team playoff. You know, you lose a game one week, like Georgia lost one game, and then next week they bounce back and beat Ole Miss, and then they look great and they're back on top of the mountain. So there's a lot more give and take, but then there's also so much at risk every week. And like you were talking about a toss-up, Dad, between like Ole Miss and Oklahoma. I mean, sometimes it just comes down to who comes out and plays the best that day.
Yeah.
It's just who's going to be the best on that day.
Yeah.
We've seen Oklahoma be really good last week and then look really terrible against Texas. And Texas has done the same. Like every year, every team does it. So
Yeah.
the consistency and
Yeah.
just who can play week in to week out the best every week. And I think there's been one team that's been able to do that this year. Actually, a couple, but Ohio State, Indiana, and that's why they're top of the rankings. So
Well,
watch out for them Buckeyes. They're looking strong right now. That's all I gotta say, man. Them Buckeyes are good.
I still, for the Buckeyes,
Okay.
point back to week
Fight down.
one where their offense struggled against a very good defense. And that may come back to haunt them if when we start the playoffs playing SEC teams with
wow.
good defenses. So
I don't know. They're getting
know,
better and better each week, man.
Yeah,
that offense is starting to
but
roll.
remember, every team
Alabama
is.
is looking good.
the
That's
key to all of that is, who can stay the healthiest as well. So,
Yep.
if you're going to have a good defense, you got to have your best secondary, your one-on-one guys, your man-to-man guys, you got to have the best out there. So, hey, we're getting ready to close this thing out as we want you to
Call it a night.
subscribe, and like. And then on Facebook, make sure to comment, like, and that sort of thing. And make sure to get
I was like, did
the
you
word
already
out there because we had a whole bunch of comments that I didn't get to on the on YouTube and by one particular person. So some guy named Cooper Newman lit it up over there. So
That's my cousin.
so
That's my
he
cousin.
is he's got a lot he's got a lot of things to say. So make sure to go back and respond to him, Kyle, because he was talking to you and Garrett, maybe me every once in a while, but he picked South Florida
On
in one
YouTube
of
or
the picks.
Facebook?
Yeah, on YouTube. So
Okay.
Hey, thanks for the love, Coop.
yeah, that's pretty much it. And we come back here next week at 8:30 on Wednesdays. We'll have a week 10 for college football, and I hope you like the new
Already?
look, guys. Did you like the new look?
Yeah, it looks
love it.
great, man.
All
I feel like
right.
we're on Sports Center. I love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. Got to put some things together, and when you get a little bit of time to do that, staying up till 2 in the morning in the trailer, yeah, we get it done. So, all right, folks.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, y'all are welcome.
Thanks,
All right.
Dad.
Hey, thanks, sons. All right, Garrett, say your goodbyes.
All right. Goodbye, y'all. Have a good night.
Kyle.
All right, goodbye, y'all. Like and subscribe, please.
All right, and you've just watched Triple D's College Week 9 here on the Triple D YouTube channel and Facebook Live. So God bless every one of you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and do all that great stuff. And we'll be seeing you next week. So, Mascuda Vidazain, and God bless.